Beyond Regeneration and Loathsome Limbs, how else can a troll transform your campaign? Before we begin, let me briefly sum up both Regeneration and Loathsome Limbs so I can talk about Troll Freaks, a trait rule just as awesome as the first two. Now let's do this. Regeneration Regrowth gives these monsters about 100 hit points per minute, no matter if sliced, diced, julienned, or even liquefied. For reference, that's about the lifeblood of 20 to 25 commoners a minute, or the life of thousands of normal people per day. That's an avalanche of lifeblood, and this only stops momentarily after a fire or acid burn, for just a few seconds at that. Loathsome Limbs trait, on the other hand, allows for remote control organs with Wi-Fi connectivity and bonus downloadable bonus organ modifications as well. We covered all of this with adventure ideas in another video. But what of this Troll Freaks you're hearing about? How can you pimp out your troll to be something even more amazing? To bring that up to speed, let's run through this partial quote.
Troll freaks. This means the trolls are especially susceptible to transmutation. Such transformations result from what the troll has done or what has been done to the troll.
Let's add the traits and abilities to any magical creature you can find. Let's start with giants and move to dragons and fae and fiends. Let's see what kind of things you can include with your world and your troll. I'm going to be saying the word troll a lot. Okay, before we begin, let's take a closer look at this troll trait of 100 hit points per round. That's 144,000 hit points a day. This river torrent is troll exclusive. It keeps on making the troll back into a troll, and fast. In fact, without this Troll Freaks trait, half trolls are nearly impossible. Think about it. Let's start with a half troll spawned by another giant. How would it go? For starters, the troll would regrow all of its limbs in a short rest. So this spawned troll zygote would regenerate to baby size within the hour, assuming it was about the size of a limb, and also assuming that your baby was resting. You can then safely assume that a long rest would give this baby all the parts required to grow into a full body, possibly consuming whatever resources it required from the surrounding matron or host. This is why you may want to make your world's trolls deeply antisocial, territorial, competitive, and hermetic, or else your whole world is going to be covered in trolls in the span of a few weeks. Also of note, non-troll mums or hosts can only survive this insta-birthing process with vast amounts of magical healing. Or you may include what's called fetal maternal microchimerism. That means the troll fetus would lend its healing ability to its mom or pop or whoever it is. Ever see the movie Alien? This would be medically bizarre and magical and kind of fun, so why not? For verisimilitude and consistency in your world, any long-term change you make to your troll probably only stays there due to recent and regular updates, thanks to this freaky troll trait. Anything else washes out. So if you want your half-troll Etten monster to stay as an half-Etten monster, you will want to be feeding it regular Etten kin, big or small. If you have something that lives in a certain place, environment, climate, setting also count as a regular update. So, as you find in your book, with the dire or mountain troll from Mordenkainen's Mostly Malicious Monsters, you will find that this makes sense. This massively mountainous monster of mostly rock just keeps on eating or crash falling on way too many rocks and becomes kind of rock-like itself as well. This applies for all sorts of other various troll types, as long as they have regeneration and this freaky troll freaky thing. You can have whatever troll variant sub-race you like, even though it's not really a sub-race, is it? Should your dire mountain troll then move on to a swamp, it would become a swamp troll, maybe in a few decades or maybe even in a few years. Should these trolls be exposed or infected, cursed with the weir bite or weir blood, or however it is you transfer this body curse, you will find your troll weir creature would only be able to stay so for about one lunar cycle, and then sadly this amazing bender would just wear off. Should your troll want to try that again, that monster will want repeated injection infusions with yet more weir blood or weir spit. Your adventure pending. Same with the trolls who become half-dragons via blood ritual or any other mad wizard spell. It says so in the book, Mad Wizard Spell. As this magic is strong, you would have this half-dragon state last up to a decade or two with each redosing. Even those wild and crazy psychological changes, even those wild and crazy psychological changes mentioned in the book would probably only last as long as the dragon blood survived in the troll mind. Remember the way that the troll is psychologically because of its rapid regeneration. It's always on its mind. Continuous growth. Word to the wise, though. Mixing a troll with an acid or fire-based dragon may be a disaster. How so, you ask? Oh, let me tell you. You already know how troll immortality regeneration shuts down the moment even the slightest burn of acid or fire is near. Many dragons just radiate this kind of punishment. They radiate this kind of punishment continually. Sure, the half-dragon might be okay, but the regeneration trait that the troll so dearly loved and needed, it would be lost and gone as long as they were a half-fire or half-acid dragon. As this healing ends, or as it gets consumed and absorbed by the stronger magic of the draconic half, so too would the troll section be consumed and disappear within its own body. This process would be painful, humiliating, frustrating, and demoralizing as the troll loses its once immortal body and their troll values and their memories and their mind completely consumed. I like the word consumed. By the draconic half taking over. Keen adventure idea. You could have characters meeting such a suffering troll begging for help. Or have this black Draco troll gain support from a local hag trio coven. How about a troll as it begrudgingly changes for the better as the dominant brass or copper draconic heritage takes over. Takes over. The karmic result of a particularly bloody fight between troll and metallic dragon. Whatever your troll modification may be, this will require a source, or even a dealer of some kind. Oh, check that out for back alley campaigns. The troll meeting some shady figure in the alleyway. Regular injections or infusions of any magical creature will count. Not just weird creatures and dragon-bloodied. Imagine all sorts of other kinds of monsters. Your troll likes to grow unicorn horns and sells them on the black market, making mega cash. And having to eat unicorns, I suppose. A troll that explores the ethereal plane by eating phase spider webbing. Or you could eat the phase spiders. But I bet the webbing would do. You could put this monster anywhere. Boop, 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 boop. Where'd that troll came from? It came in from the ethereal plane. That makes no sense. These players have no idea. You've thought this through. You might have your troll eating roasted cockatrice, like chickens, so it can turn enemies to stone via touch. Wouldn't that be cool? Same happens when any troll consumes powerful fae. Let's try this out. This was listed right in the book, so it's gotta work. Eating redcaps. What happens? It now has amazing kick attacks with iron boots. Eating a quickling makes for
a much faster troll.
Eating a sprite? Well, that gives it a tiny sprite-sized patch of invisibility wandering around the troll's body, allowing you to look in as some kind of a weird organ window. Ick. Eating a pixie. That'd be not just incredible, but regrettable. All the spells that would self-cast themselves in the worst possible way at the worst possible times. You can imagine that any pixie magic would function like a vengeful curse and would play itself out for as long as it possibly could. This would last probably far longer than a werewolf's body thing, because this isn't really body affecting, and the troll would spend a long time regenerating over and over before all this curse would eventually wash out. Maybe never. Should the troll make the mistake of eating fiendish parts, or maybe would have the addiction, it would gain demonic taint for quite some time. Once again, this tends to be more of a magical rather than a body trait, and also it's particularly strong magic. This could even retard or damage the regeneration, even so much as permanently, because you know so many fiends have a kinship with fire. Demons notably can possess objects, including food and drink, but also magic items and potions as well. So had the troll ingested such a magic item, being able to digest it or not, this would allow the demon to take full possession of the troll, eventually. Unless it pooped out without taking possession, I don't know how many saving throws the troll would be allowed in that time. Nevertheless, a more clever demon taking possession of a troll would really enjoy its newfound home. It would twist and alter and reform and deform the troll in such a way as to get all the things it wants from the body while keeping the regeneration trait. As such, this unholy union would look and feel and act much like a demon with regeneration kept within. If your demon has the ability to summon yet more demons, it would rip off some parts to create the loathsome limb effect and put its friends into these newfound body parts. Imagine what kind of invasion it could create in such a short period of time. You could have a long-term campaign based on a single troll possessed by a demon and it spawning its lesser and stupider friends and spreading them out. Your enemy troll would be ground zero for an invasion that could take over your world. That's it. That's more than I have time for. If you'd like stat blocks or any of these things for half-mix infusions, I would love to get them to you. Also, if you want anything in a 5-room one-shot adventure from any of these adventure ideas, let me know in the comments. I will make it happen. Like if you like it. Thanks, and be careful out there. It's Grim Tales as far as the eye can see.